I am KatieShesko. I am a video game and cosplaying flute player who plays games fast. I literally just got off of a set about 30 minutes ago, and here we are about to do a Breath of the Wild bingo. One thing I do want to say before we start, if you're unfamiliar with Breath of the Wild bingo, we do not start at the beginning of the game. We essentially get plateau, just get the 4 shrines and the tower and get the paraglider, and at that point we hard save, and then as long as I don't have a hard save, my bingo file is ready to go. And if you're interested, I did a panel yesterday about how to set up your bingo file. So just to get that out of the way, if you're like, hey, look, Katie, you already have some stuff. And we'll talk a little bit about it as we go along. But I'm ready to do the countdown. And 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so I did peruse the board a little tiny bit as we were getting set up. So we're going to just dive right in. And I was looking at this because my commentator, Mike, picked the board.
Hello again.
And I thot he knew the game after how many bingos you've watched. And you don't really know the game.
Oh, no, I know the game just fine.
No, not at all. So looking at it, I decided to go with column 4. So if you want to star that so people know that that's what I'm going to be. Right click.
What's
right
the
click.
key to start, right?
Right click. Nope, try again.
My right click is not what it should be.
There
we
you
go.
So those are the 5 goals we're going to do, and I believe we have a donation incentive for a community 6th goal, and we can do that at the very end if we want to have as many donations as we can for that. Do we have any idea of which one's in the lead?
Well, do we have a lead for that? So just to kind of first say what are the options for, we have 4 options. We have Don't Wear 6 Pants, Register a Stall Horse, Good Enough Ganon, and Blessed Flint Meal. Don't Wear 6 Pants has a commanding lead at $60. The second place is Register a Stall Horse at just a shade under $5. So if any of those other 3 options that I just mentioned sound good, you're going to want to donate because Don't Wear 6 Pants has a massive, massive early lead. But hey, having followed sports all my life, I know no lead is safe, especially also in speed running. So,
well, because of that, I'm going to go ahead and maybe pick up a pair of pants while we're right here. Because 6 pants is a lot, but is it not? Oh, maybe I need to leave plateau first. That's okay. We'll come back for it later. Maybe something else will come in the lead. But, so yeah, I'm kind of doing my standard bingo opening where I get a couple of bows, I get a couple of packs of arrows, because that is very important, not only for killing things, we do need to kill a Molduga. It's also really important for a trick called BLSS, where if you've ever watched a speed run, where Link is standing, holding a bomb and flying through the air at an incredibly fast speed. So we warp to stasis, and we're going to go to the old man's house. There's a couple of things that we're going to do here. There's a lot of mushrooms that we're going to pick up just for food. When you're doing a bingo, you have a very tight run. Because we need to get 5 monsters in the compendium, we're going to have to pick up the camera, so we're definitely going to want to get a torch here, because that saves a little bit of time picking it up from the tech lab later. We also like to pick up the warm doublet. If you don't know, the warm doublet's not here as you're doing plateau, but if you complete plateau and you've talked to the old man, aka the king, after you get the paraglider, the warm doublet ends up right here. So it's a really nice early thing, and that offers 1 level of full protection, so that gets us through most of the areas that we would frequent. And picking up some stamella shrooms because we love stamina. Again, when we're running bingo, we have 1 wheel of stamina that does not go very far.
And are you going to be doing your favorite shrine, Katie?
We are probably going to do my favorite shrine.
And what shrine is that?
And that is Kamyatak and Central. But first we need to get these bomb arrows. Those are there all the time, which is, you know, we love bomb arrows. But like I said, we got to defeat a Molduga, so bomb arrows. We'll probably stop at Castle and get some ancient arrows too. Those don't kill the Molduga, but they do a decent amount of damage. And, oh, we have to sleep in 10 different beds. So while we're here, we're going to sleep in the old man's house. And that'll be 1 bed.
Is there a way to count on this one?
Yeah, if you hit show counters. Open the map. And then I like to star the things like that because that's not a flag. Sleeping in a bed is not going to give any type of flag in the game itself. So when you have stuff like that, it's easier just to kind of star it so you can keep track. And again, we're going to kill some of these Bocos right here. This is all very early stuff. We're just getting some early food, getting some early supplies to get us through later in the run. We're going to hopefully avoid getting hit and save us the cutscene. And again, in here, behind this this wall is another 5 bomb arrows. So that'll give us 10 bomb arrows right off the bat, which is really nice. And then instead of dealing with them, we're going to warp over to Magnesis. So again, we're still kind of just in the early prep stage. I have a pretty standard bingo opening that I like to do because it gets me early bomb arrows, it gets me some fire arrows, it gets me some ice arrows, and then I'll go to a cooking pot and get a couple of stamina food done, and that gets me through the first little bit of the game. And then we will grab, there's some ores in here, which we can sell
You
for.
are going to need rubies.
I am going to need rubies, yeah. Yeah, we're going to need some money to get the Flamebreaker armor. So, again, this is just early stuff. So, an amber and an opal, which don't give us a whole lot, but every little bit counts when you're doing a bingo. And then we pick up the Hyrule herbs because these are pretty plentiful and they give you a full heart to refill. So, again, when you're doing a bingo, early food and things that you can do to boost your stamina and hearts is what you want to go for. And then the game wants you to, since you, like, this is by the Magnesis Shrine, it wants you to pick up a metal bar, drag it over here, and make like a little plank to get up there. But if you have cryonosis, you can just put an ice block and be ready to go. All right, so we're gonna see if we can. That wasn't entirely what I wanted, but that's fine. And we're going to use the whistle sprint a lot. Early whistle sprint is not a glitch. It's an exploit.
And how does it work, Katie?
So if you just hold the whistle button and then mash the run button, you whistle sprint, and then it slowly recovers the stamina, which is really nice. And
so
then,
would you say that someone who is just starting their Breath of the Wild speedrunning could learn that pretty easily?
Absolutely. All right, so we picked up some more arrows, and we're going to do some quick cooking. We're going to cook these wild field greens because, no, we're not, because it's starting to rain. Okay, never mind. We're going to leave because we can't cook in the rain.
And what's this trick called, Katie?
We're going to be doing a wind bomb where we're using the circle bomb and the square bomb, and if we place them in a very precise manner and then explode the circle bomb, it propels us, it pushes the square bomb into us, thus propelling us forward. And since I didn't make any stamina, I'm not going to try to do a mid-air. We're going to have to kind of go slow. That's the disadvantage to the rain, not being able to cook some of the food we want. But that's okay. So we're going to go around here. Again, we're still very early, but this is going to set us up for pretty much the rest of the run to make it just easier as far as like making sure we don't die. make sure we have like hearts and stuff. So we're gonna go over to like this little forest right here, because there is a hardy radish, and if you cook that, it not only fills up your hearts, it gives you temporary hearts too, which is super good. Anything that boosts our hearts when we're only dealing with 3 or 4. And then I like to come to this exchange ruins. Here there's a chest with a purple rupee, which is 50 rupees, which gives me some early money. There's a weapon, a broadsword, I think. I don't know. It's a one-handed cannon.
I thought it was a long sword, but
I don't remember. Oops. That's right. We only got one. But it's a pretty decent one-handed weapon, which means you can have your shield out. Claymore. And then there is an Endurance room here. And the Endurance room, like the hardy radish, if you cook it, it will refill your stamina plus give you some bonus stamina. And then this has arrows, which, again, we're kind of just stocking up for later in the run. And because I did not get to cook as much food as I want, we're going to play a little bit safe strat instead of trying to wind bomb over there. When you do wind bomb, even if you do it correctly, you do lose a heart. So if you don't have a lot of backup food, I try to avoid doing the wind bombs. Go slightly slower, but I'm a casual speedrunner. And here we're going to go to my favorite shrine for a bingo, Kamyatalk. What I really like about this shrine is it's right off a plateau, so it's super easy to get to. It has a diamond in it. It has several ancient short swords. And what else do I pick up? I pick up an Edge of Duality, which is a really good two-handed weapon. So, like, the shrine, you know, it being right off a plateau means it's super easy to get to. So we're just going to wind bomb over some of these things, and we're going to knock that down, and it's going to kill these 2 guardians. We're just going to first we light them on fire, and then we roll them over with the giant boulder, because we are squishy in bingos. So yeah, Edge of Duality is really good. Get the Guardian Sword. We'll pick up these parts because we can use them and sell them. Get a bonus Guardian Sword. And then, like, that gives us really good weapons for very early on in the bingo. So it is always a good one to stop by if you know you need to fight something, which we need to fight a Molduga. So having good weapons. And we're going to attempt to get this wind bomb right up to where the diamond and where the monk is. Go to the bombs. Nope. We're gonna eat just in case. We do not want to die. Perfect.
Perfect.
But we're not going to go to the monk just yet. We want to get this diamond. Diamonds are worth 500 rupees. So with that and the diamond that we're going to get at Moglatan, we might not need to borrow the 500 rupees from our friend at Tabantha Stable. I got to remember how much the Flamebreaker armor is. Oh, no, you get that by doing the roundup. We could do the roundup.
What's your speedrunner hint here, Katie?
Huh?
What's your speedrunner hint here? With the monks.
Oh yeah. So if you wait until the monk starts to dissolve and then the camera pans away, that's when you want to hit skip. That saves a couple of seconds on the load time. At least on Switch 1. We are running on the original Switch 1. Just because in Switch 2, and if you've upgraded your game, they patched out the BLSS. So I'm I'm very careful about making sure I don't download anything. I'm only doing start game. Because we're about to do the trick right now. Like I said, it's called BLSS Bow Lift Smuggle Slide. In which we're gonna hold our bow and the circle bomb at the same time. Jump, we're gonna remove the shield, and now we're holding the bow and the bomb at the same time, which you're not supposed to be able to do. So I'm running around with this bomb on my hand. And with that, if I do a step up, I am now sliding through the air with the bomb and the bow. And this means that we can traverse the land of Hyrule very, very quickly. And the trick with this is, and I'm not as fast as some other speedrunners, but the trick is you cannot let your stick go neutral. If your stick goes neutral, you will immediately fall. So you have to be very careful with the wiggle to be able to avoid your stick going neutral, because we don't want to fall. And we're going to go to another paradise for bingo. That is Mount Satori. Mount Satori has pretty much everything that you could ever want and need in a bingo. So we're going to go up here. Yeah, a little bit more. We're gonna we like to utilize the whistle sprint to sometimes get up sides. Okay. So I go.
Now, if I may be so bold as to jump in real quick, because
yeah, absolutely.
We have a $5 donation from Oh Hey Kristen saying, "Go Katie, go Katie, go." And those $5 went into the Good Enough Ganon community goal, which means Good Enough Ganon is not in the lead, but it is now second place, only $58.90 away. If I did, yeah, $50.90. I can math. From tying the Don't Wear Six Pants community goal incentive. So if you want to donate, exclamation mark donate in the chat. If you're here at PGX, we have QR codes. If you want to donate, just make sure you scan them. It'll take you to our donation page. And make sure you're selecting the donation that you want the donation to go towards to. As I mentioned, it's Don't Wear Six Pants, Good Enough Ganon, Register a Stall Horse, and Blessed Flint Meal. All donations go to Assemble Pittsburgh.
Thanks, Kristen. Shout out to Kristen. Kristen's my little sister, and she's watching my kids while I'm here all weekend.
Hi, kids.
Hi, kids. All right, so we like to go to Moglaton because it is, one, pretty fast to get to through a BLSS, and it is actually a pretty high point. So there's a couple of towers that are much higher for traversing, but Moglaton is a lot more accessible than some of the highest towers. So Moglaton's usually a really good jumping off point for BLSSing across the field. So since we need 5 monsters in the compendium, that means we need to get the camera, and in order to get the camera, we got to go talk to Impa over in Kakariko Village. We love Impa. Impa gatekeeps a lot of things. I'm still not salty about the fact that Impa gatekeeps the dragons spawning. I totally didn't wait 45 minutes for a dragon to spawn and not realize it because we didn't talk to Impa that bingo. Me or Dobby did that bingo. So we're both sitting there in both of our games waiting for a dragon to spawn to finish a bingo. Neither one of us talked to Impa. That's how we learned Impa gatekeeps the dragons. So, but we're going to head to Kakariko, and we'll get a couple Koroks while we're there because Kakariko happens to be the Dueling Peaks region. So we can pick up a couple of easy Koroks.
Don't forget to get a couple beds while you're there, too.
Yes, we can get, do sleep in the inn, which is another reason why we definitely need rupees, because that's 20 rupees per bed, and that adds up fast. And if we get there fast enough, we might be able to do some Impador shenanigans. the thing is, like, the game never intended for you to go this fast with a BLSS. So sometimes things load weird. Some things take forever to load in because it's trying to catch up from where you're at. So we're going to try to see if we can save a couple of seconds and not have to talk to Paya. But we went a little bit far, so we might still have to talk to Paya. Oops. Just casually dropping bombs over Kakariko like it's nothing. Yep, door's open.
I'm sure by this point the people in Kakariko are already used to it.
Yeah. And even though we just we walked up to Impa, we're going to teleport back out and open the door and bust down the door because we can't do anything casually.
You're finally awake. It has been.
And then the prerequisite, or the required, I'm cross-stitching this tapestry behind Impa. I've been working on it for 2.5 years. I'm 75% done.
She has a spreadsheet and everything.
I have a spreadsheet because I'm that kind of nerd. But yeah, normally if you come here casually, Paya will be outside. She will exclaim, "Oh, a man!" And then she talks to you, and then you can walk in. But because we got here so fast, she's just not even there, and the door isn't even there. And Impa's going to try to tell us the history of Hyrule and what we've missed in the past 100 years. We don't care.
Everybody knows that story anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we already know that we have to. We're not going to talk. We're not going to do any Divine Beast today. That's not fast. And we know we need to go to Hateno. Awesome. So we're now on our way to getting the camera. And like I said, while we're here, we're going to pick up a couple of easy Koroks. There's one over here. And I missed. I was trying to go fast, and then I ended up going slow. Are you? It's been a long day. That, like, the flag hanging down is making it very, we're gonna drown. That's fine. Oh, that loaded really fast. There we go. No, I am not Hestu. Thank you for the wonderful Korok seed. And he's just gonna forever hang here. He must have arms of steel. Holding on to that.
So Katie, have you ever gotten all the Koroks?
Oh, multiple times. Casually, for fun. And that's 100%.
That must have taken a long time.
Yeah.
Can I just say that is a level of dedication. I love this game. That is a level of dedication I can't even commit to. So shout out to you for doing it multiple times.
Yeah, I love this game a little too much. If I'm being, that's fine. We got tons of more Koroks.
Yeah, there's no such thing as loving this game too much, let's be honest.
Yeah, I love this game so much, and that's actually how I got into bingos, is because like I was just casually 100%ing the game on stream, and people were like, "We're tired of watching you collect 900 Koroks." And then I have a lot of friends that play Ocarina of Time, so I did an Ocarina of Time bingo, but I don't like Ocarina of Time nearly as much as I like Breath of the Wild. And so when I saw that there was a Breath of the Wild bingo board, I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing now. And the rest is history. I have been doing them ever since. It's been a couple of years. I participated in a couple of the tournaments. But yeah, I do. I was learning the 100% route. And then I kind of took a break from that to do all Kilton medals. And once I get all gold medals on the board, I plan on going back to 100%, and I want to get a 100% run on the board. I'm hoping to get like 30 hours. If I can get my run to 30 hours, then I will submit it for the leaderboards. But like world record's like 15, and
just under 15 right now.
Is it just under 15 now?
Legendary player 5.
Of course, player 5 has. Player 5 is an amazing speedrunner. Alright, so we're one bomb up to here because this is a good spot to head over to Hateno Village. And let's hope the circle bomb cooperates. Nope.
Nope.
No. That's the problem. This is a big hill. So we'll do square bomb. You can do the BLSS with any object that you can pick up. Like in the 100% run, we actually, to do the letter quest, instead of following it down the river, we actually will BLSS with the letter barrel. But the circle bomb is the easiest to control. It's free because you just innately have bombs. And it's a little bit faster than the square bomb. So people, you usually prefer the circle bomb. But sometimes I'm just like, I'm not going to fight the hill. We're not fighting gravity. I mean, we're fighting gravity right now. But there's only so much fighting gravity we can do. But the square bomb is just a little bit slower. But pretty much any object that you can pick up, you can BLSS with. I think in pretty much most speedruns, like AKM, any percent, once you get the bow and the arrows like we did in Temple of Time, you'll pick up a pot and then BLSS to bombs. And then from there on out, you're usually using bombs. But, you know, early plateau runs, you're using a pot from Temple of Time to BLSS. But you can see that even though I'm wiggling pretty good, the square bomb is just a little bit slower. But since we have the torch, we're gonna just go straight to the blue flame and carry it up to the tech lab. If you come to Hateno and you don't have a torch, there is a torch in the tech lab, but we're not going to go all the way up to the tech lab to get a torch. We picked one up at Plateau. But the game is usually pretty good about providing you what you need in the area.
Are you going to smuggle it up?
We're gonna do another smuggle. Torch. Set that down. So essentially, we're kind of glitching, holding things in our hand. Oh, we can knock down the tree too. By kind of messing with the inventory and like having the shield out and then quickly putting away while still holding things, we're now holding this torch with one hand, and normally you can't run around with the torch. Like if you try to sprint with the torch, it's not going to work. You're going to immediately put the torch away. But by glitching it, we can run with it and then not go out.
Climbing too.
And climb. You can climb with it. You can whistle sprint with it.
You can get launched by bombs with it.
You can get launched by bombs with it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to have the torch in your hand and do any of that. But it's a very similar mechanic to what we do with the BLSS. But we use a torch instead of a bow, obviously, because we need the torch. And then we light this, and there we go. Link's just casually on fire. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then once we go in and talk to Pura, the torch goes away. And now we're going to get the camera so that we can start taking pictures of monsters. Because we need 5. Everyone talks a lot in this game for a game with no story.
I was gonna ask, is there any optimal choices for that one?
No, you're just button mashing. There's no... It's going to give you the same text no matter what you choose. So you just button mash to just get through it faster. I didn't sleep in the bed at Kakariko! That's fine. We can go back.
You were already gone by the time I remembered.
I know. It's been a long weekend. My brain is is melting at this point. That's fine. We can go back.
Oh, you got 1 Korok. I did not mark that for you.
That's fine. That's not as big of a deal because I can check that in my inventory.
Yeah, because you're only getting 1 set of Koroks.
Now, we're going to take the picture of Pura because I think in order to unlock the compendium, we need to get through that part of the quest and then we can talk to her assistant. I can't think of his name. Because normally if you just need pictures, I think we can just... No, maybe I don't.
I don't think you do because I already unlocked it.
Yeah. We're going to do it anyway. We'll have it just in case. Oops. Okay. We're just going to leave. Because I think as long as I take a picture... Oh, no. Oh, yeah. It's there.
You have the compendium.
We're good. We're good. So, yeah, we don't need to talk to her anymore. We are just going to leave. And we're just going to keep an eye out for monsters, which is a little bit easier at night. We're going to go to Hateno proper, and we'll sleep at the end.
Now to get your hearts back, too.
And which will give me my hearts back. So, yeah, if you sleep at an inn, if you get the regular bed, you get your full hearts replenished. And if you get, like, a super soft bed, I think it gives you some temporary hearts. But we're running a tight rupee run, so we'll just get the 20 and call it a day. And since we have the warp at the tech lab, I'm not going to get this shrine. I try to pick up shrines wherever I can just to activate them. Because otherwise, I don't know, I always find I'm like, oh no, I need to go back to this place. Why didn't I get that shrine? We'll just do the regular bed special because we only have 50 rupees. So. And that means it's going to be morning so that we'll avoid, like, keys.
That is 2 beds.
We're at 2 beds. Let's see, I'm thinking we'll probably go back to Dueling Peaks. So we'll go back to Kakariko Village. We'll sleep in the bed there. And then we'll get the Apple Korok. Trying to think. It would be faster to get the other 4 Koroks if we go back to Plateau, because there's a lot of Koroks like right off of Plateau, and get 4 there instead of trying to climb the ledges in Kakariko. There's a couple more around Kakariko.
You can get the one at the base of Impa's house. That one's really easy.
What, this one?
Yeah, the apples.
Yeah. The apples. I said that.
What?
I said that. I have an apple, right? These arrows are finicky sometimes. There we go. Right, and that'll be 2 Koroks. Cool. And then we're going to go over to the inn and go to sleep. Poor Ollie, he's always sleeping. Then again, it is 5:30 in the morning. I also prefer to be sleeping at 5:30 in the morning, if I'm being completely honest. All right. Cool. That is another bed. Do that, and I didn't mark the one in Hateno, but we'll do that. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna head back to. Gonna head back to Plateau. We're gonna get the other 4 Koroks. There's a lot of Koroks right off of Plateau in the Dueling Peaks area, mostly because that's probably where you're gonna first like step off of Plateau if you're doing it casually. You're gonna head in that direction because that road will eventually take you right to Kakariko. And so after Breath of the Wild is very open. You don't have to go that way, but it does give you some clues about where you can go. And with like the main quests and stuff, and you know, going to see Impa and going to Kakariko is kind of where it's pointing you. So a lot of people will definitely head in this direction from Plateau. This is a bad angle. Yeah, I'm not gonna try it. Probably should have went from the tower, but that's fine. So yeah, there's a couple of pretty quick Koroks that we can get. I think it's this.
Do you know where to find 4 more, or do you need the cheat sheet?
No, I'm good. I know where 4 are. But I think I always go to the wrong pillar, like the wrong rock formation right here. Yeah, it's this one. There's one with flowers in it, and I always go to, even 100%, I still go to the wrong. There's like 2 like big giant boulders, like right next to each other.
So, Katie, what's your favorite Korok minigame?
Ooh, probably the flowers. It's pretty easy.
The counting flowers or the flower chase?
The counting flowers. Though some of them are tricky. So it should be 3 Koroks.
3 Koroks?
Yeah, and then we're gonna go up here. There's not a lot of good places to wind bomb right here, so we're just gonna run. Get up this hill, I'll be able to see exactly where I'm at. This should be the hill with the, yeah. And there's a, pick up a rock right here. Should be 4. Sorry, not sorry. If I gotta collect 900 of you, sometimes you're getting a rock on your head. And then we'll hit this one right into the hole. Two should be fine. Perfect. That's 5, and we'll do one more. There's like 3 of them that are right here. There's a basketball one, which we're not gonna do. We're not doing basketball. We're gonna come over here to this little block puzzle. And then that'll be 6. And that'll be our first goal. And then
Are you gonna go try and get blessed while you're right here, since there's 4 right there?
Yeah, we can try. Though I don't think we're going to be making.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to get one from that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the blessed flint stew as a thing. So.
I was just going to say get flint because it blesses you.
Well, if I want that, I'll get a definitive one on Plateau. All right, we're going to go over to the Cryonosis trial because we're going to hop over the edge and we'll go to the outskirts stable to grab a bed. And then just trying to keep an eye out for monsters. We could probably, oh, you know what?
You only need 5.
I only need 5. We can go to the Coliseum. There's a lot of monsters in Coliseum. So that's what we'll do. We'll head over to the Coliseum first, and then we can head over to...
Well, Molduga counts too, right?
Molduga counts, but we can get 4 in the Coliseum pretty fast. So, again.
Now it's only, you just gotta put them in a compendium. You don't have to kill them, right?
Correct, correct. We're just taking a picture. We are a photographer link for getting them into the compendium.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was gonna be very curious to see how, with this current setup, you were gonna try to take out everything that was in the Coliseum.
Yeah, no. We are photographers only. It's not like other games where like you have to kill the enemy for it to register in like your collection. No, with the compendium, we're really just taking a picture and that's it. So we can
Shout out to all the photojournalists
Yes.
doing these jobs.
And I think that there's like some people get very creative with their picture taking. We're not going to be that creative. We're going for quantity and not quality here. But there are some challenges where like you get a selfie with everything instead. So that's one.
That's one.
I want to try to not fall. It's also, with the rain, it's foggy, so it's very hard to... Okay, that's black.
There's also a moblin. There's a bokoblin, though.
Yeah, I just gotta...
Down below.
There we go.
Oh,
There's a black Lizalfo, so that's 2.
The bokoblin should be on the first landing, right?
Yeah, so I might have to fly down. Oh, no, is it going to register?
That's 3.
That's 3. And then... we're going to be daring. We're going to be a little...
Making the Lionel angry.
We're gonna risk it. I just need to get to the front, just so I don't get hit by an enemy. And that's 4. So we'll get the 5th one when we do the Molduga.
My favorite unique way to take a selfie is, I think, in Tears of the Kingdom, where someone did a selfie in front of a King Gleeok. that forever will be my favorite one.
That's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
Or like getting the one with the Guardian right as the laser's about to impact.
That's a good one too. All right, we're gonna... Oh, nope, we're not gonna attempt a wind bomb because I had my camera out. So we'll just run. Especially because wind bombs can be a little finicky with the lag. Like if there's a lot of lag, the timing can get a little off. So when there's like rain, trying to do wind bomb and Farron can be really tricky. Castle can be really bad too. So if there's like a lot of rain, it's like, okay, I'm not going to risk trying to wind bomb over here. Oh no, hold on. Oh, Beetle. Dude, I need to sell you some stuff. Look what I have, Beetle. I have an amber. And I have that. And let's sell the diamond. And we are pretty, that should be plenty. We'll need to deal with the parts yet. Cool. All right, now I would like to sleep, and hopefully the rain can go away because then I could cook a couple of things and then I'll feel a little bit more secure with my food.
So, one quick question.
Yeah.
So about the Flamebreaker armor, it's just the armor piece itself, not the entire set, right?
Correct. With the bingos, they'll specify if it's the whole set. If it says just the armor, it's usually like just the torso piece, the breastplate. Okay, cool. All right, fine. There's another flame arrow, but I definitely want some. Oops.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want some assurance. But we're making pretty good time, I think. I don't know.
You're all right.
Okay. Yeah, this row's not too bad. So yeah, we're just doing some quick food just so we have some extra stamina stuff, which means I can do some mid-air wind bombs, again, just to kind of keep going fast. Now, I am doing a lot of tricks. I'm doing the BLSS, I'm doing the wind bombs, I did the smuggle with the torch. The great thing about Breath of the Wild is you do not need to know any tricks to actually do a bingo. That's what really initially drew it to me. I've been watching speedrunners for years. I love the idea of trying to beat a game fast or breaking it to, you know, beat things fast and skip things and stuff like that. Like, that's always been very fascinating for me. But I'm a mom of 2 kids who are teenagers who are always busy and doing stuff, and I'm a musician, so I'm also very busy. So I don't have time to learn tricks for all of the games that I would want to play bingo. But with Breath of the Wild, you don't need to know any tricks. When I first started doing bingos, I did not know a single speed running strat at all. I think I think I knew how to whistle sprint, but that one's pretty easy, and I think like most new people can whistle sprint, and probably have done it accidentally too. So I did no speed running, and it wasn't until I decided to enter the bingo tournament that I tried to learn wind bombs. And this was even pre-BLSS. So we're talking several years. So I never learned like the BTB, the bullet time bounces, where you like freeze an enemy and then jump on its head to go flying. I tried to learn it. I never was good at it, so I just never did it. And then BLSS came out, and that is just way easier. So I'm thinking, let's go do the Flamebreaker armor. I think the best way to do it. If we go to Mogoton,
How many rupees do you need for that?
we're gonna do the Fireproof Lizard roundup because I could shoot the Flamebreaker
How
armor.
many are you gonna end up needing? It's 500, right?
No, I'm not buying it. You do the flame. You do
Oh,
the.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, you clearly don't do not watch any of my videos. I think it is 500 or 600 if you go all the way to Eldon and to do it. But if you collect 5 Fireproof Lizards, which is actually pretty easy to do, I'm thinking what I'll do is get the Eldon Tower, because I didn't cook anything for heat protection. So we're going to grab the Eldon Tower, which will take a little bit of time, but then we can easily get the Fireproof Elixir from the stable, which we need to go to the stable anyway to sleep in the bed.
Yeah, you need the bed.
And then once I have the tower, we can BLSS into, ooh, no, we can't because I don't have a metal bow. But I do have 2 bows, so we can BLSS until my bow burns. Because I don't need to get very far with it. Or I can just go straight there and not get the. No, I only have 3 fairies. I don't think I'm that fast. I'm fast. I'm not that fast.
Even with eating stuff, you don't think you'll make it?
Well, maybe. We'll see. You know what? We'll go for it. We're gonna go for it. We're just gonna go straight there. I've got 3 fairies to burn. And I think I'll get like 30 seconds, 45 seconds before my bow completely burns. I do have a second bow, right?
You do have a second bow.
Okay. Because you need to have a bow in order to do the bow lift smuggle slide. So as long as I have a second bow, yeah, we'll risk it. Why not? What's the worst that can happen?
Famous last words.
We're gonna be cutting it close. I could do a safety save because I did just make another bingo file yesterday at the panel. Link's on fire. It's fine. Ooh. This might have been a bad idea. If I can get myself off of being on fire. Come on. Okay. That buys me a little bit more time. No. That's okay.
It was worth a shot.
Honestly, what, that was like 30 seconds, 45 a minute. We didn't really lose that much time. And then once we have the Flamebreaker armor, we can get up to Eldon, to the town, and then sleep in that bed too. So, yeah. We're out the warp and the travel time. That's not that bad though. Give me a second to drink. Do we have any other donations?
Well, I do want to mention that all the donations that we are getting are going to Assemble Pittsburgh. So, what is Assemble Pittsburgh, you may ask? So, Assemble is a community space in Pittsburgh's Garfield neighborhood that focuses on arts and technology. They use hands-on maker education to help people learn and get creative. All these donations that we have had throughout this entire weekend go directly to Assemble. And we do also have a bid war going on right now for an extra little community challenge we have for at the end of this run. So, as I mentioned before, we have 4 options. Don't wear 6 pants, good enough Ganon, register a stall horse, and blessed first meal. Currently, Don't Wear 6 Pants is still in the lead at $60. Second place is Good Enough Ganon at $9.10. Register a stall horse is a shade under $5, and blessed flint meal, you know, not that blessed with the amount. It's still yet to get off the board, but you could be the first to get it on the board, and maybe with enough donations, maybe blessed flint meal will get a big comeback, and that'll be the extra challenge that we get at the very end of the run. So if you're watching on Twitch, make sure to type in the chat !donate. That'll take you to our donation page. And again, if you want your donation to go to any of these incentives, all you gotta do is just hit the add incentive button that shows up when you make your donation, and make sure you click on the option you want your donation goes towards to.
Yeah, and those 4 community goals, I want to give a shout out to my community. A couple of years ago, they came together and put a whole 25 goal custom board together for me. It took me 9.5 hours to complete by myself. But those 4 goals are from my community. You're not going to find that on any bingo board. If you go to playbingo.gg, which is where we are getting our bingo board, that's where the Breath of the Wild community has their most up-to-date list of goals. But the incentive goals are not going to be goals that you would ever find on a bingo board, because that was custom to me from my community. So that was what, Dobby, Midna, Bubbles, Cowboy. Who else?
I think Shadow was in there.
Yeah, Shadow.
Basically, if you were a sub at that point, I had you in the server, and everybody was entitled to at least 1 goal. So
yeah, so that was a ton of fun, and they came up with some hilarious things, such as the die to Ganon and say good enough. The Blessed Flint Stew, and bingos. Like, Flint is very plentiful in the game, but when you need them in bingo, you can never seem to find them. So I have an emote with Flint with a halo and angel wings. So the Blessed Flint Stew, again, is not an official recipe. It's something that the community came up with, because Flint is our good luck charm. The pants is we don't put pants on in our runs. You know, Link is just in his boxers, I guess, or shorts. But speed runs, no pants. Bingos, no pants unless we absolutely have to. Otherwise, this is a pantsless run. So they had me collect 6 and not wear a single one of them.
I can't lie, when I first read the description of Don't Wear 6 Pants, I have to admit, I read that, I'm like, that's a little diabolical.
Yeah, you have to collect the 6 pants, which means we're going to need some rupees and stuff, but then we don't wear them. We just have a collection that just sit in our inventory that we refuse to wear. Because in Breath of the Wild, so you have the 4 different regions. Like, the desert gets really hot. Obviously, Eldon is a lava pit. the Rito area, like once you get up into the sky, it's really cold, and obviously Hebra is a snowy region. And there's like 2 different levels. You have like the first level of protection, and then you have like the second level of protection. So like you don't need a full set to have like the highest level of protection. You only need 2 items, which is fantastic. It's a rupee saving for sure, because full sets can get very expensive. Like the Rito one is very expensive. I think the headdress itself is like 1,200 rupees. Flamebreaker is very expensive. So to get all 3 pieces is a lot. But you only need 2 of the pieces. And with us, with the warm doublet, that counts as 1. So that's going to get us through most cold regions, which really isn't a huge issue for us, because we're not going to any of the cold regions, really. But that means, like, if we do have to do, say, Meadow, then we only, like, really need to buy the pants. The pants are the cheapest. And then with the warm doublet, and then we're good to go. Oh, I meant to BLSS there. Oh, well.
Want to get a quick shout out to Wiley Terra, who just raided onto the stream. Thank you and welcome, Raiders. This is Steel City Speedsters. We are raising money for Assemble Pittsburgh, and we are watching just a wonderful Breath of the Wild bingo run by KatieShesko.
Wiley Tarot is a good friend of mine. Their name is Eddie. They have a tarot podcast, but they've recently started streaming like spooky games, but using tarot to inform like where they go next, and it's a lot of fun. So another friend of the community. Yes, I need to talk to you. Hi, I need flame potion, fireproof potion. Yes, I plan on going in a warm doublet, which is supposed to keep me warm in a lava place, and no pants, no shoes either. So, you know, that's safe. I totally recommend going to an active volcano with no shoes. Nothing bad could possibly happen in that scenario. All right, we get another bed. We're halfway to the bed goal.
That's 5.
Okay, doing pretty good. That's not too bad. I mean, if I have to get 6 pants, then we might have to borrow. I mean, we're totally borrowing. We're not gonna just take 500 rupees from a guy and not give it back. But we're gonna need more rupees for more pants.
You wouldn't want to be a thief, would you?
No, we're not thieves. We're totally gonna take it to the Great Ferry eventually. Possibly, maybe later.
Maybe in next bingo.
Maybe in next bingo. Not this bingo, though. We don't need to see the ferry in this bingo.
Because if something happens in an alternate timeline, it totally counts, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so now that we're up on the Elden Tower, we're not quite... okay, drink that. That gives us 6 minutes, which is more than enough time to get to where we need to go. Again, we don't have a metal bow. I would prefer to have a metal bow, but we just didn't have time to pick one up. We don't need it. So we do have some wiggle room. It's really not that far. Because the problem is, once we lose the bow, that means we drop the BLSS. So we're just going to try to get as far as we can before it burns up. But thankfully...
That was a pretty good bliss.
Yeah.
You're zooming.
And we got here without... We do need to get rid of that, though. Okay. So we're going to sneak around. We're going to try to not accidentally bump that... So there's a side quest right here, and we'll do it after we actually pick them up. But there's a side quest here where if you pick up 10 fireproof lizards, the person will just give you the Flamebreaker armor. So that saves 500 rupees right there. So the fireproof lizards are actually pretty plentiful in the southern mine. So to get 10 is really not that big of a deal. It's faster than farming 500 rupees. But if you sneak around and jump, you kind of go a little bit faster. But as long as you're like crouched and walking, you're not going to scare them away. If you just go charging at them, they will scatter. and then kind of despawn. 6. So if you kind of crouch and sneak, and they're hiding under like these rocks. So if you pick up a rock and just mash A, you'll pick it up too. Might just go across the bridge because I know there's one that hangs out across the
I forgot
bridge.
which rock you already got.
I didn't come this far because I came from the other way. Oh, there's one over there. There's one over there. See, they're just chilling. So, like, yeah, that took, like, no time at all. Yeah. So, yeah, 6 minutes is plenty of time, too. And then we talk to Kima. Hey, guess what? I already have the 10 lizards for you. Huzzah!
Oh wow, what a coincidence! And he just needs and he also needs the 10. Wow.
Exactly. It's like we knew. We just had a hunch. And then yeah, if you bring him more, he will give you fireproof elixirs. But we don't need fireproof elixirs because we now have the armor. And like, this is not, just one piece of the armor is not going to get you up to the Divine Beast, but it will get you to Goron City. And that's all we need. No. Oh, I don't have a bow out. The number of times I've tried to, you know what, we're just going to run. I'm not going to, we're not tempting fate. The number of times I've tried to like BLSS here, or do a wind bomb, and then forgot that I just don't have a bow out. Happens a lot. So we'll just do a quick run.
Katie, now that you have a different set of armor on, do you have a favorite armor in the game?
Ooh,
Aesthetically?
I do like the Champion's Tunic. I'm a huge fan of that.
That's a classic answer.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Oh, okay, yeah, worked. Cool.
I personally am a big fan of the Royal Guard set.
That's a good one too.
That's
a
really
good one.
Oh, and also the Sheikah one. The Sheikah set is.
That's a good one too.
It's probably my favorite one actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, there's a like fashion Zelda, man. So many good fashion pieces.
When are we getting the bingo board where we have Link go through every single set and just have a big old fashion show?
That's the board we need. That would just be, the entire bingo would just be farming rupees at that point to just buy everything. All right.
Ain't that just an analogy of like having to farm so much money just to be able to wear nice clothes?
Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So because we talked to Impa, that means we don't have to listen to Zelda's TED Talk as we approach. Because every time you approach a city that has one of the Divine Beasts, if you haven't talked to Impa, Zelda will give you a TED Talk and be like, hey, guess what? These were here 100 years ago, and like now you need to free them. But since we talked to Impa already gave us that information, so we don't have to listen to Zelda give us the information. All right, so we need 4 more beds, and we still need to get to the Molduga. All right.
Molduga will give you both of those goals.
Yeah.
Really,
So
it's like the beds.
we just need beds. We need beds. All right. So we'll just kind of zoom around to various stables. So where are we at with the incentive? Because we're going to be coming up. We still have time. You still have time, but we're coming up pretty fast.
Yeah, we still have time, but Don't Worry Six Pants is still very much in the lead. At $60, Good Enough Ganon is in second place at $9.10. So, still a ways to go for Don't Wear Six Pants to even start sweating, but, you know, if you want to make Don't Wear Six Pants sweat, make sure to donate for any of the other 3 options, which are Good Enough Ganon, Register a Stall Horse, or Blessed Flint Meal.
Okay. So because that's probably, we'll make sure we stop at the Tabantha stable to sleep at.
There's no rhyme or reason for you to go off in that direction.
No. That's okay. We're still getting there. We're still getting there. And much faster than if we were to try to walk or get a horse. Which is still valid. Again, like I said, Breath of the Wild bingo is very, like, beginner friendly, very, I've never done a speedrunning thing ever in my life friendly. I still like to ride around on a horse friendly. I mean, Jason still rides around on a horse, and Jason is an expert in this game.
So on a scale of 1 to 17, with 17 being the hardest,
17?
how would you rate the difficulty of BLSS for someone just starting out?
What? Why 17? I'm sorry, I got very. I'm distracted by your choice of number. I would say it's more of an intermediate. It's not super hard. Getting it is easy. Doing it well is the tricky part. Whereas, like with wind bombs, getting a wind bomb is hard, and then getting the precise wind bomb you want is also hard. So, like, Whistle Sprint is like very beginner friendly, and then BLSS is like a little bit more intermediate, and then wind bombs and anything past that is advanced.
So that's 7 beds.
That's 7.
I'll
Yeah.
let you complete your thought before I ask my next.
No, that's fine.
Silly question.
I think going back to Plateau Tower and then going to I know what shrine, I know what stable it is, but
Yeah.
the one that's further that way instead of trying to wind bomb from where we were at.
So we've seen it to where some people in bingo will do the spin move instead of actually wiggling. How much do you lose by doing it that way? Because that's obviously a lot easier to do. And is that a viable way of doing BLSS if you're not able to get the wiggling down?
I think so, yeah. Like it's still going to be slow, but it's still faster than like no BLSS. I've never tried it, so I can't like speak on the if that's easier or not, and I'm not going to try it now. We're not doing that in a marathon.
More of a segue into if someone would want to learn this, where would you direct them? If someone would want to learn how to speedrun and do all these tricks.
Oh my gosh, YouTube, most of the tricks are on YouTube with detailed instructions on how to do them. That's where I find most of them. Or you can join like the Breath of the Wild speedrunning Discord. Everyone there is always like super friendly and like always willing to help. We have some speedrunners in my Discord. Is this the? I didn't do this one, did I? No, I did. Okay. I was confused for a second. I was like, didn't seem right. But yeah, a lot of the tricks are on YouTube with multiple videos by multiple different speedrunners. So if one doesn't quite resonate with you, there might be another speedrunner. Limcube has done a lot of really good speedrunning tech, and he's probably one of my favorite speedrunner videos to watch because he goes into it. He goes into the nuance that some don't go into. For a long time, I struggled with the fall damage cancel because you have to release your R button just slightly before you switch, and a lot of the other tutorials didn't mention that. And if you don't release it, it's not going to work. But Limcube had that. He's like, no, you have to release it ever so slightly before you switch over to do the fall damage cancel. And I was like, oh, that solved all of my problems right there. So I don't need the shrine. We just need to sleep. So yeah, Limcube has a lot of them. I know he doesn't really speedrun or stream much anymore, but his videos on YouTube are usually really good for tutorials. I'm trying to think of the other two. We'll definitely go to the Bantha Stable, and then maybe to the Farron Stable.
There's one on the way to the desert too, right?
Yeah.
As you go through the pass.
Yeah,
but
but
you're not going to go that way.
Well, it's going to make it harder to get to the Molduga.
Okay.
I'd rather just BLSS straight to the Molduga
That's
instead
fair.
of making that pit stop. Because I think it would be faster to... Yeah, I think it would be faster to BLSS to fair and stable, or not even fair and stable, wherever the Horseman in-game stable is from Plateau. That would be faster than trying to wind bomb from the Gerudo stable to the Molduga. Because it's really... wind bombing through Gerudo can be tricky because sometimes there's not really a close place that you can get like the height to actually do the wind bomb, and I have not perfected that. So it would be faster for me to just bliss from Plateau to why can't I think of the name of that stable? I hate it so much because I hate doing the horse mini games. Horse mini games are the bane of my existence. So we're going to stop over to the Tabantha stable. And we're going to sleep in that bed, which would give us 9 beds. And we're going to borrow some rupees, just in case. Because I have a feeling I'm going to need pants. So we're gonna make sure we have enough rupees to buy. We might have to go farming for more rupees because we need to buy a lot of pants. Pants are expensive. But first, oh, and I never did get the diamond on Moglaton too, so we can get the diamond there. All right. So this poor guy has been saving his entire life to make a donation to the Great Fairy. And so he just gives you the 500 rupees. So he's like, I don't know if I can make it up to where the Great Fairy is. So, like, here's 500 rupees to give to the Great Fairy. Yeah. Will you give it to her for me? And I say, yes, of course I'm totally going to give this to the Great Fairy. We're totally not going to go buy pants that we're never going to wear with these 500 rupees.
Just name the pants Great Fairy, and you technically fulfill the quest.
It's true. It's true. All right, so that's 9. So yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit faster if we just go to this one stable instead of trying to go to the Gerudo stable. But yeah, any of the towns, any of the stables have a bed that you can sleep in. So 10 feels like a lot, but it's really not too bad, especially with BLSS. They did rebalance the goals for BLSS as far as like the bingo board goes. So a lot of these goal timings are done with that in mind as far as the difficulty, because Breath of the Wild has 3 different difficulties for bingo. They have the short boards, which would have nothing on there that would require you having to do a Divine Beast. Normal boards usually need at least 1 Divine Beast. And then long boards will have several long goals where like maybe 2 Divine Beasts might be on there, or like Dark Beast Ganon, which can be, again, very tricky in a bingo because obviously we're running very light on weapons and arrows and bows and stuff like that. So, and there's Faroche. Why is 5:30?
I don't have to have my phone.
Faroche usually comes around midnight here. Faroche just spawns whenever Faroche wants to. So we're going to go to this last stable. But yeah, so if you're like interested in doing bingos, like a short board is great because it does not require a Divine Beast. The goals are a little bit easier to manage. We're going to head to this stable, we're going to sleep in the bed, and then that would be 5 beds. And then we'll make our way to Gerudo. And hope that I have enough artillery. Oh, I didn't get the ancient arrows. That's okay. We're going to try this without... We have 10 bomb arrows, though. We should be good. We should be good.
I do want to highlight so many people that have been coming out in chat in support of you, Katie. We had so many people. I mean, Millie Mom also appearing, Pirate Jet being very supportive. So many, as I mentioned, Wildly Terry with the raid earlier, Oswald75, Matt and Money, all of them, they've been coming in chat in support of you wanting to say hi.
I love them all. They're all part of my community, especially Millie. Millie was sick this week, and also she's in Sweden? Denmark? Sweden. I think. So, like, it's, like, really late for her.
It makes sense because Millimon said, good luck on the bingo, Katie. I'm going to bed. I love you. What very, very adorable message.
Yes, I love Millie. Yeah. A lot of these people are people from my community, and I love them all so much, and they're always here, and they've been, they put up with the constant schedule changes and things breaking, and yeah, it's just pure chaos, and they're still always around and hanging out, and I love them all very much. All right, so now we're gonna head to the Molduga. Because Mike is being busy and didn't mark the bingo goal.
Getting there, I'm getting there. 10 beds.
We did the 10 beds. All right. So now we're going to BLSS over to Gerudo. Try to avoid going to Gerudo because it just feels so far and out of the way, and there's a lot of mountains, so it makes it hard to BLSS around. And we're going to have to deal with the heat, but the heat is not nearly as bad as the lava, so we're going to take some damage with the heat, but that's okay. We should be fine. And if not, there's a cooking pot. We'll just make it night, and it'll be cool enough. The desert can be really tricky as well because during the day, it's really, really hot, so you need to have, like, one of the Gerudo outfits to not swelter. But at night, it's really, really cold, so you need to have at least one layer of cold protection at night. So it's really just kind of an annoying area because you have to have a little bit of everything, or else at some point you're taking damage for something. And it's going to be a little bit tricky, too, because we have Naboris here kicking up a lot of dust and dirt. But we're going to head to the Southern Oasis. I think there's only 4 Moldugas. I can't remember. 4 or 5. There's not that many Moldugas. But the Southern Oasis is a pretty easy point to see.
Well, I hate... Actually, no, I don't hate. I would love to make a very special announcement because you might not have to worry about pants. We have a $66 donation from Mike saying, Katie, that was put into the good enough Ganon goal, meaning we have a brand new leader at $75.76 total. Good enough Ganon is now in the lead. So, and from what I can tell, all we're missing is just the Molduga and just take a picture of it.
We just got to take a picture, and then we got to kill it. So, like, you got, like, a couple of minutes. That's it. So, if you want to see 6 pants, you got to get those donations in now.
Yeah, so the 6 pants, you need a $16 donation. If Register a Stall Horse somehow is able to pull off the Buster Beater, it needs, if I'm doing my math right, $71. And for the Blessed Flint Meal, an even more improbable Buster Beater, but still doable, it needs $75.77 to take the lead. So that is what we are contending with.
All right, we need to... I think I lost my... No, okay. I have 3 cards. We're good. I couldn't remember if it was going to reload.
I just don't want you to, like, die.
No, I'm aware. We're good. We're good. We need to get it out of the ground first, though, so that we can get the picture. Cool.
That's a good picture.
That's a good picture. We got its belly. It's fine. But no, we've got some wiggle room. Otherwise,
I absolutely love the Molduga boss music. It's one of my favorites.
So good. I think like all of the music in Breath of the Wild is really good. Let's get my Edge of Duality since it's my highest weapon. I'm gonna hit that. Oh, Link. There we go. I normally don't like being on this side. Oh, all of my cooked food went away. Okay, this is fine. When I died and reloaded, that's the downside to not being able to hard save, because I'm trying to preserve the bingo file. There is a way that you can back up your save to the cloud and then re-download it in case you ever accidentally hard save. Honestly, it takes 30 minutes to make a bingo file, so it's really not that big of a deal. I normally like the other side because there's a couple of smaller rocks that you don't have to climb quite as much. Because you don't want to be on the ground because it will just come up and chomp you. So yeah, that's why I'm throwing a bomb onto the ground, because it's making it think that I'm standing there, and that's kind of baiting it to come out. So now it's just kind of... And then I don't spend... Okay, I can just go to that one right there. Don't flip around, don't flip around, don't flip around. Okay, we're good. It was it's kind of floating there. Took a while to come down. And time.
GG.
Not bad at all.
No. So that is the base bingo. So yeah, so where are we at for the final incentive then?
Well, Good Enough Ganon is your winner with that very late donation from Mike. Thank you so much, not only to Mike, but to everyone who donated for all the options in this community goal bit war. It was very exciting trying to see if any of the other options was going to catch up to the Don't Wear Pants, and hey, one of them ended up being the winner. So
all right, so this was probably one of my favorites from the community bingo board. For several years, until everyone had the audacity to get busy and have lives and other more important things, I guess, to do than do bingos, I would host a weekly co-op bingo thing on my channel, and we would all get together and do co-op bingos, and we would do normal boards because we were all pretty adept at it. So with 3 of us, it would only take 2.5 hours to completely black out 25 goals. But occasionally you get a board where you have to go defeat Dark Beast Ganon. Now, none of us are that good at speedrunners. I mean, I run 100% and all Kilton medals, and by the time we get to Ganon, we have 999 fairies, we have, 1,000, no, more than that, we have several thousand bomb arrows, we have several thousand ancient arrows. Ganon is trivial at that point when you are glitching inventory and have pretty much infinite everything. Not so much the case if you were ever to watch an any percent. So we're not really speedrunners. So we frequently would try to go do Ganon in a bingo with very subpar equipment, very bad strats. So it would get to the point where I would try 3 times, give up and say good enough. And the whole point of this goal is I'm going to go into the sanctum, I am going to die, I'm going to say, good enough, I tried, goal done. And that is the entirety point of the goal.
Chat, I really expect you, and this is big. I expect every single one of you to type in "good enough" when we get to that point.
Absolutely. And we're not even going to try. I didn't even need to try. I just need to get into the sanctum and die. And that's the whole thing that we are going to be doing.
I mean, just to even get to the sanctum the way you've been traveling, I mean, listen, it's good enough.
It's good enough. It's good enough. Now, I mean, like I said, I would make attempts. I would try 3 times. But, like, by the 3rd time and you die again, you're like, nah, we're not doing it again. Hi. Ganon, I'm here. I have arrived.
Wakey, wakey, X and bakey, Ganon.
We get here so fast sometimes at Castle that, like, we haven't even... Okay, there we go. It's like, I'm waiting for the cutscene of, like, we've actually arrived at Castle. Oh, no, we're going straight into the Sanctum cutscene. Yeah, but sometimes when you're BLSSing and you get to something so fast, especially with Castle, I'm, like, you know, trying to get the Ancient Arrows at the very tippy top. And I'm, like, waiting, like, 10, 15 seconds for the chest to actually spawn in. So, all right. Oh, now we're getting now we're getting the cutscene of we've arrived at Castle. I don't think I've ever done it in that order before. I'm usually like somewhere else first. Then always something new with bingos. You always learn something new. So yeah, it'll do this cutscene first, and then it'll do. Come on, Windblade. See, Windblade is the worst blade. He's awful. Dude, I'm not even trying. Come on.
Bro has an easy layup and is still not getting it.
I'm not even trying to kill you. Hi, hello. Oh my god, okay. Oh.
It's like if a kid was trying to play T-ball and the ball was just teed up and still missed the swing.
I thought maybe if I hit him, then he would like shoot me with the... I'm totally gonna fire this arrow. Okay, there's one. One fairy. I think we still have 2 fairies though.
You should just use them. Or hold them. Hold them and let them go.
Oh, I'm at... That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I totally... You know, I'm cool. I all right. Jeez. I never get this good a look when I'm actually trying to beat him. Come on, come on.
I'd call this marathon luck, but it's usually supposed to be the other way around.
Right? This is why Rivali's the worst champion. This blight is the worst. I'm like...
Good old ravioli.
I'm begging to be hit. And he's just like, nah, I'm going to just throw another tornado at you.
Dude can't even one-shot a 4-hearted
Oh my
armor.
Good enough. I died.
Good enough.
It's like a double good enough because you didn't even want to hit me.
GE, good enough.
Well, that is Breath of the Wild bingo. I hope you had a good time with it. Like I said, after PGX, I'm going to get back to my Saturday morning bingos. Well, Saturday afternoon, where anyone that wants to come do co-op bingos with me is more than welcome to. You can do that in my Discord. You can find me streaming at twitch.tv/KatieShesko. We're currently playing through Twilight Princess because the community I have a community goal, and you use channel points to put games on a list. I did it to play new games. I played Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, both of games I've played before. Super Mario 64 is probably going to be up next, which that's going to be hilarious for everyone involved because I'm bad at platformers. And if you like, music, I do flute music covers of video game and anime. You can find that anywhere you like. Just search KatieShesko. You'll find me on Spotify. You'll find me on Twitch. You'll find me on YouTube. Yeah, so I'm all of those places. And thanks for Mike to come and ask all the good questions and you know, run my tech for me because
That is all I do.
he's my tech guy. And thanks to Steel City Speedsters for having me come do another run. It was a great time. And thank you for our hosts and the amazing donations. And hopefully I'll catch you at another bingo.
All right, everybody. Thank you